Hi everybody, I hope you've had a fun week and have been enjoying the nice weather. It's a little colder today, but hopefully next week it'll warm up. Today's craft is going to tie in to what this last week has been, National Nurses Week. And I know we all want to say thank you to all the nurses and all the healthcare people who have been working so hard to keep people safe and well when the coronavirus hits. Did you know that we have several nurses in our church? I know right off the bat that we have Teresa Smith, Teresa Williams, Karen Martin. We may have more, but those are the ones that just come to mind right off the top of my head. So today we're going to make a nice little thank you poster that you can hang in your window. If you have downloaded the file that came with this video, you will need those sheets printed off. We have two of them, one for healthcare workers and one for essential workers. These go beyond the nurses, the doctors, and all that, to everybody who's had to work these last 2 months so the country can go on. So whichever one you would like to do, or both of them, you will need these two sheets printed off. You also may want some colored pencils, markers, crayons, whatever you want. And you can color these in just as this. And you can really bling them up as much as you want. What we're going to be dealing with today is going up to the next level. So what you will need besides these two sheets are some colored pieces of paper. I just got a package of the Astro Bright colored cardstock and chopped them into 1-inch strips. So if you get the basic color one, you have your choice of colors. You can choose whatever colors you want. I chose blue and yellow for the warp and green for the weft. So if you would like to take a few minutes, get these kind of supplies around, you will need that, scissors for cutting your pieces of paper into strips, and preferably tape, glue, or stapler. So we're going to take a quick break and let you get your supplies around. As I said before, you will need your strips cut into 1-inch strips. You can go 1/2-inch strips if you want to be a little bit more complicated neo weaving, but for right now, we're just going to go with 1-inch strips. You notice that I cut 4 strips the lengthways of the paper. Those are going to be your warp. If you remember this from when we were studying weaving and praise builders before, the warp are the long ways, and the weft are the ones that get woven through the warp pieces. So those are cut this way. You're also going to need to take your thank you sheet and cut either the heart or the mask out of the center. Okay, now once you have gotten the circle or the heart, cut there. Okay, once you have gotten your heart shape cut out, what we're going to do is turn it over and taking your long strips, remember we're calling these the warp, and you're going to tape them down at one end of your paper. I chose blue and yellow just to make sure you guys could see more easily what I'm doing. You do not have to choose the same colors that I have here. You can choose whatever colors you feel like. You can also use thinner strips if you would like. Again, this is just so you can see more easily what we're doing. And if you remember, the long strips are the warp, the shorter strips are your weft. We're going to start by taking one of your weft strips and pulling back every other warp strip. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're going to take all the even ones back, or all the yellow ones. We will take these back and run the green strip under them over the blue and pull it down to the bottom. So the next weft strip is going to go under the blue but over the yellow. So we'll pull back the blue. For those of you that were going to Praise Builders before we closed down due to the pandemic, we were working on weaving projects. So hopefully this will just be a review. So you take this and pull that down. You see, we're going alternating over, under, over. And so we are going to continue doing this until we get to the other end of the paper. As you can see, we have continued weaving all the way to the other end of the paper, having a nice weaving pattern of our green, our blue, and our yellow. At this end, I taped it down again to make sure everything would stay put. So when you get done, you have a nice, lovely poster to put in your window to thank the healthcare workers. Now remember how I said you don't have to choose these colors, and you can also use finer strips of the cardstock or whatever medium you have. So I did the next one for the mask in orange and red, and instead of just doing the basic weaving, I did a twill pattern. That's a little bit more complicated, but I thought it looked nice. So once you get done with these, or before you even start, if you want to do your coloring, if you want to do any extra embellishment, bling, or whatever, you can go ahead and do so. And then you can take these and put them up in your front windows facing the street so people know that you are showing some appreciation for our essential workers and our healthcare workers. My husband also reminded me that Denise Piper, our parish nurse for many years, is also in the healthcare industry. So I feel ashamed that I didn't mention her at the beginning of the video. And if you people know anybody that I've forgotten, feel free to call me out on it. You know, let me know, because these people deserve to be remembered and appreciated. Thank you for being here this week and going through the craft with me. I'm hoping you'll be with us next time. And between now and then, if you can, start saving up toilet paper tubes, because the next craft is going to involve those. And it would be nice to have a couple of them on hand. And when you do these crafts, if you do them and hang them up in your window, can you take a picture of them and send them into the church? Because we'd love to share this. Hope you have a really good week. Thank you all. Please stay safe. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a nice day.